This one's for the obsessed. A training machine built for cyclists, by cyclists. The goal: blur the line between virtual and reality. And this is the result. Kicker Bike. A complete training system designed to recreate what you experience on your outdoor bike. You're fit. You're kit. You're set. Your rides. All built on everything we've learned since we launched our first revolutionary creation.
That's Claire's absolutely pushing it, but look, Pokemotion riders coming through now. This is going to be nip and tuck on the line. Down to Claire's putting the pressure. I think he's going to do it. It's 2.2 kilometres to go. Damien Chess is starting. Is it cat and mouse? There's a little bit of a trail off the back now. He could be losing a few riders. It puts the pressure on. He's riding at 39 kilometres an hour on plus 1% grade. This is a new era. This is the Wahoo era with RGT. This is the first West London race in that era. We had the second day, the big news breaking yesterday that Wahoo RGT is the new branding. So where are we going today? We've got the Hillingdon Honey. It's 4 laps of a 4-kilometre track, and basically it starts in Uxbridge and it goes up Hillingdon Hill, which is a slow one. Then it shifts back and it goes downhill, then up Honeycroft Hill, where we are at the moment, and then back to the start. And they do that 4 times, so each lap there are 2 climbs. The first one, Hillingdon Hill, gradual and steady. Honeycroft Hill, a little sharper. Neither of them particularly hard, but we put this race back in the series because last time it was explosive. We anticipate that groups will split up because there will be attacks on each hill and it will fragment into small groups, but never ever underestimate the teams, and we saw what Pokemotion did last time. It was amazing. So where are we in the championship? Only one race so far. Let's have a look at the tables. This is the Ladies League. We've got rather more ladies competing today. It was Easter week last week, so we only got 6. So after one race, Ellen Lockett and Judith Newton taking the top places. Cara Bono riding for Smile along with Wendy Gallagher taking the next 2 places, and another 2 West London VR riders in 5th and 6th. That list will be bigger after this race, so watch out. So going on to the other classifications. General classification, we stretch out to 25, but there's actually plenty more people that are in the reckoning at the moment. 24 points separating them, inevitably, because that's the way the point system works. Miles Askew with that absolutely amazing win last time, taking top place for Moon Riders. We shall see how this plays out, and I think we shall see some changes. All top names in that list, though, mark my words. And finally, the teams. Let's have a look at the team's classification. The ladies, West London VR leading Smile on. Twickenham ladies have got some entries in tonight. I'm not sure if draft ladies have turned up or not. I didn't see them on the start list. So it's probably going to sort of be similar next time, although I think Smile on have got some new riders. So we'll see what that does to the shake-up. Moon Riders in a dominant position at the top, head of Tom Gates' draft team. Nick Giles, Pokemotion, Team Sans, Johan Olaf's team, and the new guys on the block who are going to smash it. NZ Bro, Tumeke just ahead of Wesley, and then NZ Bro Park Schnaz heading Ratio Racing, and our favourites Southborough District Wheelers. OTR just behind them, Team Cameron and Glasgow United. West London, my team, languishing down the bottom along the side ECKD. I think with ECKD it depends who's riding for them. Pedlars similarly. Twickenham, I don't think there's any male Twickenham riders in today, so they're probably not going to go for it this time round. So let's have a look how many we've got on the start line. It should be healthy as we all try out the new era. We have 97 riders on the start line with 48 seconds to go to the start, so just under 100 on the start line. Plenty of jerseys there. I see the Ukraine coloured jerseys diminishing. I'm picking out Southborough Wheelers on the left hand side, the red, yellow and black. In the row just in front of you, the white jerseys with GBR on, they will be Pokemotion riders. The blue and white ones with the blue hoop across the top of the back and across the chest, they're my team, West London. Red is Team Draft. Ratio Racing have a black kit with orange writing on. You'll see the Ratio logo on it. White jerseys with green and yellow stripes across the Moon Riders, and OTR also in black, white and green as they go. Now remember, this is going to go into Hillingdon Hill fairly shortly. There's a flat stretch just before that, as we see Aaron Bleakley, who's just been put into this team, is absolutely herring off the front, ahead of Kade Illumi from Pokemotion, and Thomas Williams from, I think is it Thomas, from NZ Bro following up there. In fact, NZ Bro are going way off the front. Look at that in the Kiwi, all black Kiwi kit as well. Very good for New Zealand team. Look at that teamwork off the front. 4 riders. Hubi from Slovenia just getting in amongst them there, not riding for a team, but getting in there. Doug Hart, of course, from Pedlars now coming in. They're being absorbed by the pack as Caruso takes up the running at the top. And Oliver. This is going to switch about a little bit. We can already see the pace at which it's going, 47 mark kph, and you can see people dropping off the back already. Now they're just approaching Hillingdon Hill. If you look at the bottom of your screen, you'll see the sort of browny orangey section. That is where the gradient goes up. So green is fairly benign. Brown, yellow, red or anything like that is uphill. They're on to Hillingdon Hill. You can see the gradient now 4.4% down to 1.5% as it smooths out as they get over the top of it. It's not very steep, but it's just enough to cause some attacks. I don't think you'll see them mainly on lap 1, but they will happen. Tom Gates in 3rd place for Team Draft there in the red kit. Look out for red, that's usually Draft. Tom Gates, Ned Bowen, the big names there. In fact, they're all big names. We're looking further back now. I see Wendy Wonderwheels Gallagher riding for Smile On Ladies team there, the New Zealand rider. And you can see that they've all adopted the international kit there of the red, white, and well, it's red, white, and turquoise, isn't it? As I say, one of my riders. I'm not sure who that is. Let's have a look. It's Danielle Gaunt. Well done, Daniel. But the smile on lady is just pushing away. Lisa Snell. That was brilliant. We were having an absolute headache trying to get Lisa. Lisa's set up to lodge. Oh, and she's with Griselda Pulga as well from Spain. Two of the ladies in the ladies' league there at the back. But I'm delighted, and Alva's just behind them. So I'm delighted Lisa got going, because I know she was, with about 3 minutes to go, still trying to get her smart trainer to connect with the computer. So absolutely brilliant news. Well done, Lisa. Jessica Wright here, who's been very excited about riding her first team race. She's just behind Fiona Hamilton there, who's new, and she's one of the new Twickenham lady riders. So look out for her. We'll see. She's obviously... she's a little bit soloing at the moment. It'd be nice if some of these ladies can get in a little group and work together. Fiona Hamilton there. Twickenham CC always wearing that kit, which is available on RGT, and is very similar to their own kit as well, which is great for them. So go on, Fiona. This is your first time out on RGT, as far as I'm aware, and certainly riding for Twickenham on it as well. So good luck, Fiona. Just ahead of... I see Lisa West is another Twickenham rider just ahead of Fiona. So you can see several views there, and you can see now it's beginning to split up. What will happen, I suspect, is you'll form little groups, and if you look in the bottom left-hand screen, you'll see a little group forming there. I see Rafa Nunes in there with Melissa Ford as well, forming a little group. Rafa in the West London kit. I think Melissa's not in the West London kit, but she is riding for... Well, she has got it on, so she's riding for West London as well. Yes, and Benito in there too, along with... I see, and ahead of them, Jessica Newton, another one of my riders. There's a Moon Riders rider in. Oh, it's Marcin Schuderek. Marcin seems to be a little bit off pace recently, to what I'd expect for Marcin from Roslov out there in Poland. Lisa West now up with Vanderlaan, two Twickenham riders, and they are very good at this, Twickenham. They do, and it's not another Twickenham rider, sorry, similar colours but not similar kit. But they do tend to, when they do ride together, they do tend to work for each other, Twickenham. Great club out there in West London. Out the front there, in Tong, one of the New Zealand, they've come to make a mark on this series, there's no doubt about that. And look at this, there is a gap of 23 metres. Nick Greenhalgh leading the chase with Wouter Clays. Big names in these series. I see David Castro there in fifth, and I've got to mention I called him Daniel Castro through the last race, mistaking him for Daniel Cadiz, but it's definitely David Castro, and I did get a prompting email telling me that I got it all wrong. So David looking fine out the front. He's now a Moon Rider, as you can see with the kit he's wearing, and he's pushing out 374 watts in second place and leading the chase on M Tong, who is now out to 30 metres. So you don't want to let that go too far. Aaron Bleakley, there's some other NZ Bro riders sitting behind David Castro. Doug Hart takes it up now, trying to push ahead. And we see those black jerseys of the NZ Bro guys just closing it down the Kiwis. Nice to see a Southborough District Wheelers jersey in there as well. Didn't quite catch who that was. Cooler Pokemotion now pushing out 283 watts, 47 kph. They are on a minus gradient. Of course, they are just going down from the start line, about to take Hillingdon Hill again. Doug Hart has taken up that, but immediately you see those NZ Bro guys coming through. Apart from Headlers, has been around in this series for a long time and is one of the people that has made a name on RGT, that's for sure. See, M Tong's dropped back to 35th, so it gives us a clue that there's 35 in that front bunch. This is of 94 riders, so there's 60 other riders spread out across the course. Now, if you look at the bottom of your screen, you'll see that the big blob along the profile there, just approaching Hillingdon Hill again, is whoever we happen to be on camera on at the moment. As we look at three riders here, Moon Rider, Stuart Thorne in there, and Prudell, Gordon Webb, I think that is, I might be wrong. I'm guessing a little bit. And Pudel, whose first name I don't know, with the German flag there riding for Moon Riders. Sorry, OTR, of course. OTR also wearing black, green and white. This is thinning a little bit in this front group, isn't it? So that's spreading out a little bit. Now they're on Hillingdon Hill. As I said, the gradient is never very stiff, but you get this push off the front. It's Aaron Bleakley, another attacking move from the NZ Brogue. Now these guys are fairly new. Ned Bowen's going out in front. Now this is unusual for Ned. He's usually one that sits in the back, but he's making a break. He's working with the New Zealand rider here. This is not Ned Bowen's, 530 watts there, 40 kp up the hill, which I think tells you a lot about how strong these riders are. And Aaron Bleakley is pushing away again. Ned Bowen tucking in, taking advantage of it. The gap now 30 odd metres between the two, and Aaron's pulling away from Ned a little bit. They're on the downhill section now. We go down to the bottom of Honeycroft Hill. Wouter Clay's in there at the front of this other group, but you can see how stretched that is getting. Tom Gates in there as well, I see, and I see James Melville's in there, Alistair McAlpine, both the two Saltire flags. If you look on the left-hand side of the list of riders that you're looking at, Andy Beale for Westerly now 36, and I think Andy will have just been dropped off the pack there as we have a look at how you set up your in fact, if you didn't get on right because your machine wouldn't connect with the computer, quite often that's the little screen you need to go to, and you just set the controls so that it hooks up with the bit of kit that you're using. So Andy just dropping off there a little bit for Westerly. That's a bit of a shame, but Andy's a strong rider and he will get a good position, and there will be more people dropped off this group again and again and again. Aaron Bleakley well out the front now, 42 metres. This is one hell of an attack. We haven't seen anything like this early in a race. 6.57 kilometres into the race, 9.8 kilometres left. This is sensational. We did say that we thought the NZ Brogue guys were going to bring something new to this series, and they certainly are. Our very own Wolfpack, if we can steal the Quick Step nickname. Looking around the course, we've got in top left-hand corner, you can see Aaron Bleakley just absolutely storming away now, holding that 42 minutes gap. In the bottom, we've got, is that Tim Cummins? Yes, it is Tim Cummins. And I think he should look up with Andy Beale. They're teammates. They probably work together and they know each other very well and complement each other very well as well. Coco Maisie there in the top right hand corner. Tim Cummins here wearing the UK in jersey. As I say, he probably, I'm just trying to see, he's a little bit ahead. He's 70. Oh, he's about 100 metres ahead of Andy, but I'm surprised they're not working together. Kester Dobson from Southborough. In between the two of them at the moment, probably closer to Andy than Tim. If you are from Kent at all, we have to say that Southborough District Wheelers on June the 11th have got a festival of cycling happening in Tunbridge Wells, which is just south of London. That's a Saturday, and they're putting on a big show. Julian Fussell organising that. So make a note, June the 11th, if you are in London, especially if you're South London, look out for that one. And of course, Southborough run the Friday Fences here on RGT, so look out for that. That's your Friday evening fest, and it is of course on ZMS who bring you this production. M Tong taking a little time on the back and is now back on the front. They're relentless, these NZ Brogue guys, aren't they? 49 kph we're doing here. Again, we're on the downhill section as they go round to finish lap 2. Now this is a 4-lap race, so the front guys are about to hit halfway. Just look at how strung out that is. Let's say, look at the this is Michael Tong, absolutely steaming it, although Peloton have caught him. It is difficult to stay out. The draft on RGT is good. David Castro again. He was sensational last week, and he's up again. Doug Hart, another face you see on the front all the time, but one of the NZ Bros guys coming through. By the look at, oh no, it's not. It's Ubi, who's a solo rider, the Slovenian. So, as I say, if you look at the Ratio Racing, it's Mark Rowbottom from Ratio Racing going to the front, and you can see there, I think there must be Nick Greenhouse. It's Nick Greenhouse trying to go with him, but the rest of the peloton just pushing past Nick Greenhouse, another Ratio Racing star, and former champion of this series, it has to be said, one series too. One of the Southborough riders is... and it's Barnett. I think it's Greg Barnett, if I remember right. As I say, Southborough run the Friday Frenzy, which is on ZMS, so make sure you're entered in that or watching it on ZMS. That's this Friday, each and every Friday while the series is on. Ubi going again now, Slovenian. He's putting in a bit of a shift. We're holding this at around 30-35. It's Greg Barnett, yeah, I was right. Miles Askew for Moon Riders just next to Greg there, you see. Greg pushing out 400 watts now, 40 kph. This is what strings it out. I mean, this is Aaron Bleakley again going there, Doug Hart. These are all the big names. Ratio Racing in there. OTR, you see that black, white and green strip they have. As we look at the damage that's being done on the front here. This is phenomenal. This is really breaking this up. As we see a helicopter. And Kevo Pele, Menendez Pro. This is the guy that organises it all. Absolutely top bloke, I have to say. And I do chat to him a little bit on. I sent him probably the longest text message you got all day today, discussing RGT, of course. Top bloke. He's the one who's organising all these entries. So he's down at 30. So the group ahead is now down to 29 riders. As Jürgen Jansson's now the latest one to fall off the back here, the Belgian pulling off, and Kader Alumi fighting to stay on there. Kader's a good rider too in the Pokemotion kit there, just tucking up to his Pokemotion teammate. Just trying to see who that is actually. Akula, I think. Yeah, Akula, that is the with the Welsh flag there. Oh, look at the damage that's being done. 42 kph. People are not holding up. This is going to be a very, very select bunch. Julian Fussell, he's the guy putting together the cycling festival, South District Wheelers. Showing me today what's going to be going on there. So I'm thinking of getting a team or a little few club riders to ride out to Tunbridge Wells. If I can get enough interest, we will be there. But Julian just dropping off the back now as this group thins and thins and thins down to 28, and there's a cooler for Pokemotion fighting to stay on with his teammate Kader Alumi now. He needs to push hard. He's going 44 kph and this is only a -5 gradient. I think he's just about, it's touch or go. I think he's just about going to get on. There's one rider in, yes, he's made it. So that's fantastic. He keeps on there in 28th position. David Castro's the man doing the damage at the front. Oh my goodness, look at that, 55-metre gap. That is phenomenal. Greg Barnett and Doug Hart on the chase there, Pedlars and Miles Askew as well. That 50 and 70 metres. The gradient's just gone in his favour. It may be that the rest of them will catch up with David Castro, but this is a phenomenal ride, and this is I don't know if this is a race-winning ride, but he's just pushing it out. It's another 80 kilometres. Now he is. If you see the big blob on the little blob is everybody else is strung out. You can see it's 2.9%. This road, you get to the bottom of this road and you turn left. And fairly soon you're on Honeycroft Hill, which is a slightly steeper of the two hills, and you can see where the brown mark is coming up. Now this is 84 metres. The other guys are still on a downhill and not making anything up. Maybe it's gone down to 77, so maybe they are. We will see David slow down when he hits that brown. If you look at the profile at the bottom, you see all those blobs. Just look how strung out this field is. Now you can see David Castro has just gone up Honeycroft Hill, and the other guys are now going up it. So let's see if that gap closes at all. And it's, can't quite tell at the moment. It's we'll have to see. There's still a big gap there though, isn't there? And oh look, it looks like that that hill is in this it's Calgoni, who is this Italian rider, Calgoni, who's caught and overtaken, and they're beginning to lap people now, so this gets a little bit confusing. And of course, if you are lapped, there is the opportunity momentarily just to tap on the back of that peloton and get a little bit of a free ride for a moment. One of the rules, it's an unwritten rule, is that you don't, it's Carlo it's Calgagni, isn't it? Calsagni or Calgagni? I don't know. Carlo Calgagni, we'll call him. Carlo Calgagni with David Castro. If they can work together, they might just hold the others off, but I don't think the gap's big enough as we come into the last lap. So now, for the last time, they do the little bit of flat, slightly downhill as the peloton comes together, but don't forget this is a select peloton. Expect attacks on these last two climbs. We will be overtaking people. Julian Fussell there in 29th in no man's land. It's always a little bit hard because the drafting's so good. Tom Gates just cleverly sitting on the back. That's one of the things when they lap another little bunch. You need to make sure you follow the wheel of the bunch you're in rather than the one that's being lapped. Sometimes you find yourself following the wrong wheel and having to do a catch-up. Tom Gates at 22nd, so this is whittling down. It's probably still about 27, 28 riders. It is, let's have a look, it's 28 riders in this group, and a very select bunch too. Nice to see Southborough got a rider in there as well. A couple of OTR jerseys, I think, Moon Riders in there. Certainly Team Draft should have Gakes and Bowen in there. I believe Gakes is in there. Mark Rowbottom for Ratio Racing, you'd expect that. David Castro still out the front. Now they're coming to the critical climb. I think there'll be attacks here. We have to watch and see. And it's Carlos Calgagni again, pushing out on the front. He's doing some hard work in the blue strip, looking like the Italian football team. Tom Gakes for Team Draft is not letting that happen. The rest of the peloton now reacting. See that Thomas Williams is still in there for NZ Pro. Hubry, the Slovenian, and we get an attack off the front. It's Hubry, the Slovenian, again. He's been on the front a lot today. He's pushing hard. They are going up the latter part of Hillingdon Hill. Just goes down a little bit. Roman Hubli is the name. So Roman Hubler. I'm probably way off the pronunciation. Wouter Clay is moving up into third. Wouter Clay is the current reigning champion from Belgium, of course, riding for Moon Riders. This is stretched. Just look at that. This is not going to be a peloton finish by the looks of things, because they are over Hillingdon Hill and they're now on the descent. There's Honeycroft Hill to go. Calgagni now pushing away. Wouter Clay's for Moon Riders now pushing up alongside David Castro and John Samet for Pokemotion. First time we mentioned him, one of the stars, but with them come the rest, or what's left of the peloton. Will it regroup? That is straight. Oh, that is really. There is a selection process going on. Wouter Clay is currently, I think, fourth in the championship. He's now making sure he's on the wheel of Hubler, and he's with David Castro, who's been pushing out the front all day long. Has Hubler burnt a match there because he's getting overtaken. Peter Austin for OTR, I hadn't mentioned him today. 21st are still thereabouts. Michael Tong just in front of him for NZ Pro. See Matthias Bergqvist up there in the little group. This is down to little small groups now. Matthias we hadn't mentioned before. David Oliver, I think it's David Oliver, I might be wrong. Michael Tong ahead, so NZ Pro still in the mix there, but they're not in that very first group, are they? That very first group now has pulled away. It's 5 riders: John Samet, Thomas Williams, Wouter Clays, Roman Hubli and David Castro. This is a select bunch. I think this is, well, there's 6 riders, isn't there? So I missed somebody else. Cagnoli, Thomas Williams, Hubler, Samet, Clays and Castro. This is a select bunch. I think the winner's coming from this group. I see there is somebody in no man's land just behind them. Oh no, that is Cagnoli. Doug Hart is the next rider at 49 metres. That's not going to be enough, although we still have Hillingdon Hill to come. Now, we did say this would break up into groups, but I'm surprised at how small some of these groups are. 51 kph, all right, it's 1.4 minus gradient, but this is not a slow race. Wouter Clay's in there in that distinctive Moon Riders kit now. He's with Hubler for who's a solo rider, Castro, who is, of course, now riding with Moon Riders as well. So Moon Riders is going to take a significant amount of team points if this stays as it is. Calgagni's just got back onto the 6th, so this looks like the choice. They're on the climb, Honeycroft Hill. They're in the shallow bit in the middle. There's one little bit to go, and then it's back to the finishing line. There's not long to go, 600 metres. How's the sprint going to work? Cagnoli's going early, 600 metres, 550. This is massive. It's 20 metres gap. Can they react? Are they willing to react? I don't think they are. I think he might get this. That's a big gap, and it's 30 metres, but maybe not growing anymore. Will they work together and pull him back? It's 300 metres to go. They've got to ride 10% faster than him now to catch him. 250 metres to go as he overtakes some back markers. It's Hubler, the Slovenian now. I assume that's a Slovenian flag. I know there's other flags that looks very, very similar. The gap, though, is coming down 20 metres. There's the finishing line. He's going to do it. He's done it. He's done it. Calgagni. Oh, sorry, no. Calgagni took it, didn't? Sorry. Yeah, Calgagni took it. So Hubler stayed out, but got caught. Wouter Clays for Moon Riders in third. John Sammer, Pokemotion. T. Williams, great result for NZ Bro. Yeah, Caldnagley just taking it on the line. Both of those riders in first and second place, very, very prominent on the front. The top six, quite elite, breaking away. Kader Alumi coming in there now. Oliver for NZ Bro. Peter Austin, 20th. Great result riding for OTR these days. Andrew Krajewski coming in 22nd. One of the Ratio racing guys wearing a Ukrainian jersey. Andrei Pole from living in Manchester, as I believe. Well done. Casper Hederdum, 28th. He'll be a little bit disappointed with that, but that was an explosive and tough race. 29th, coming in 200 metres behind is Julian Fussell. Casper Hederdum now with 120 metres to go around that last little bend as he sees the finishing line in sight and comes home in a very, very respectable 28th position. Julian Fussell coming in next, the man from Southborough, organising that cycling festival. And as I say, live on ZMS live stream this Friday, you can of course watch the Southborough District Willys Friday Frenzy here on RGT, or Wahoo RGT, of course, as we should all be celebrating. So, Tom Gates, 13th, quickly run down. We'll come back to this later. Thomas Williams from NZ Pro. David Castro, 6th. That was the first bunch. Doug Hart, strong rider, 7th. Nick Greenhouse, one of the stars, just pipping another one of our long-serving stars in this series, James Melville. Greg Barnett, just behind there. Miles Askew, last week's winner, 11th, as we see Kevin O'Kelly coming in for NZ Pro. Tim Cummins, very respectable ride, coming in 38th. Going back to the chart on your right, Greg Barnett, Miles Askew, last week's winners, 11th. Alison McAlpine, so Glasgow United in 9th and 12th. Tom Gates for Team Draft, just pipping the Swede, Matthias Bergqvist, before Mark Rowbottom Ratio Racing. Aaron Bleakley, NZ Pro, just added to the team today. Teams are of 8, and your first 2 riders scored the points, as we see my old friend Andy Beale coming in for Westerly, just behind his teammate Tim Cummins. It's a shame they didn't ride together, but there we are. I'm sure Tim will have the bragging rights when they see each other over the weekend. And Kester Dobson coming in for Southborough, just ahead of the German here. Poodle for... oh, no, he's going to get pipped. There's a team coming around him. A couple of my riders in there as well, which is great. Stuart Thorne is one of them. Let's try to see who the other one is. It's Judith Newton. Is she going to be our First Lady home? Is Judith Newton going to be the First Lady? She may well be. She's in that bunch and she's sprinting and going for it. Good points. Well done, Judith. And I have to say, 50th position. That's just behind Marcel Scuderet, the David Buckley there in the purple jersey running for Westerly alongside Gordon Jackson of OTR. Matt Feely, I love Matt Feely, he's been around doing these series. Hiya Matt, if you're listening, great to see you again. Martin Skugret from Moon Riders from Roslov, a town I know very well and I've been to many, many times, coming in for Moon Riders in that distinct jersey. Will David Buckley do a little sprint? No, he doesn't. David Buckley's got a sprint on him when he wants. So 21st, Michael Tong for NZ Bro, Salvo Caruso, 22nd, Camille Walagora, Ned Bowen at 24th. Now I'm a little bit surprised that we saw Ned on the front. Judith Newton now coming through in 50th position, very respectable too, just behind Skudrek, and Benito will be 51st, just coming in there. Sorry, I missed off some of the placings then, didn't I? Kevin O'Pelley, NZ Bro in 34th, just ahead of Tim and Andy, who we mentioned. Kester Robertson, a Southborough District Wheeler, just pipping my man Stuart Thorne, and Thomas Poniatowski, the Moon Riders in 39th. Look out for the Moon Riders on Tuesday evenings on Wahoo RGT. They've got their own series here, Heroica. Mike Wareham, another Moon Riders rider in 40th. This is fantastic. Caroline Reuter in her first race, coming in 53rd, just behind teammate. Oh, she's not going to get pipped. No, I think she made it. Just behind teammate Wendy Wonder Wheels. Rafa Nunes just coming in behind them. Who we have here? Ferdan, J Ho, Tunis, and this is what I like. You get these little personal sprints that everybody can have, because what happens in these races, you get a natural selection. Wendy Wonder Wheels coming in for Team Smile On ladies team. You get a natural selection. You end up with riders of a similar standard. You can have your own little personal tussle and sprint on the line, and that's what we like. Looking at all these, there's so many riders today, isn't there? Silva, the Portuguese, coming in 66th place. You still got to bear in mind that they've just done these this 10-mile. I mean, it's 10 miles, and if you're into Harry Smith's Facebook friend for life, is well worth being on your Facebook friends list. This is effectively 10-mile time trial distance with a couple of hills thrown in, so it's not a flat one. These riders coming in on 26, 27. If you go on a good local club 10-mile time trial, the average is probably around that sort of 25, 26 minutes. So these are not slow times, even further back. So they're very respectable for club riders. At the top end, of course, much faster. But we get some of the best riders. Dan Benito, 51st. As I say, Caroline Reuter, well done, Caroline. Just beating Dermot Doyle, who was 54th. Rafa Nunes, my friend from Ecuador. Zedis camera is just going to be beaten by TFX. Rafa Nunes, 55th Ecuadorian. Henrique Tatakura, Rocco Colangelo, I think. Gautam Thakar, one of my friends from down the road, is 58th. Well done, Gautam, great ride. Julian Ho, Mark Siega, 59th and 60th, as we see from the Netherlands, FDM, coming in 71st position. Man with no name is in 72nd. I'm not quite sure what the point of just putting a dot for your name is. I did wonder when I saw that on the entries whether it's somebody trying to hide their name because they were actually a top rider, but probably not if they're 72nd. But well done, sir, anyway, whatever your name is. Dot. Although I think in English, isn't Dot a woman's name? Right, Vercha and Cara Bono from the United States. Well done, Cara. Obviously making great efforts to ride today because the time zones don't suit. Cara Bono, a regular in the Ladies League, though, and well done. Upton coming in 75th in the Ukraine jersey there. And the time's 29, under 30 still. Laura Whittingham, lovely to see her. She's riding for Smile On. This is her first race. Great to see you in there, Laura, and a great finish at 76th. And there's probably another 20 riders maybe behind you. So you've done very well in your first race. Well done, Laura. R. van der Laan, Dutch, and Mike Buckhurst, the man from California, just ahead of A. Victor, and Colin Stewart, or C. Maisie, as it says on there. And as I say, every race, he always goes under the name Coco Maisie. It's Colin Stewart, really, and he's actually giving it a push. Go on there, go on in, go on, go for it. Oh, and he just pipped Mike Buckhurst, who's sitting in the California sun, and he's going to be pipped by another rider. Yes, Victor, just pipping Mike there. Mike's been riding in these races since I started them over 2 years ago. We're in the third year now. Cavalcante, the Brazilian, coming in 81st position and still just on 30 minutes, which is not a bad time if you're not used to this sort of thing. And actually, if you're doing it to keep fit, it's fantastic doing these because they really push you, and you can be very, very pleased wherever you finish. So Rick van der Laan, 29.46. Danielle Gaunt, one of the lady riders running in the West London VR kit, coming in a very respectable 30. Well done, Danielle. And I think she's probably done a little bit better than her last race out. So I think she'll be very pleased with that. And she beats Alves, the Portuguese. Lisa West just coming in next for Twickenham there. Lisa is an absolute star. You have no idea how brilliant Lisa is at cheering up all the ladies to race and get involved, and how helpful she is. She is an absolute star behind the scenes, and don't take my word for it, because I've heard other Twickenham CC members tell me about how brilliant she is in making that club tick. So absolutely well done, Lisa, and thank you very much for your support. Fiona Hamilton just behind you with Griselda Pulja from Spain. Lisa Snell and Jessica Wright at the back there in the West London team. I know Lisa well and Jessica. Well, I've known Jessica a little while, but I don't know her as well as I say I know Lisa. So well done, Lisa West. Absolutely fantastic, and nice to see the Twickenham ladies out and about. Fiona Hamilton, the new Twickenham lady, coming in there. Great ride, Fiona, and it's great to have you on board, and it's great to have the Twickenham ladies back. And we'll just wait for the final three, which is Griselda and nice to see Lisa and Jessica. They're quite close together. I don't know if they're actually riding together or racing each other. Jessica was very excited about riding in a team today, so that was. I think it's a big. I think it's great. I think everybody's sort of bonding, and I think this is probably the same for the Smile On ladies. Certainly, the Twickenham ladies all know each other already because they ride in a local club. But I know the West London ladies having terrific banter on our little WhatsApp group before the race, and it's so great to be a part of a team. So if you're not part of a team, particularly ladies, if you want to join a team, we'll find you one of the existing ones. Certainly West London VR are looking for riders if you want to join us, but I'll help you join any team you fancy if they happy to take you. So well done, Fiona, great ride. But yes, get in touch if you want to join a team. We can introduce you, we can put you on ours. Griselda coming in next, underway in the international jersey, and she is of course riding for Smile On now. And another lady who used to ride solo but has now seen the light and joined the team, and it's Lisa Snell. Has done for us. Lisa, I've ridden when I first started putting on these races. Lisa was part of the make-up of it all and used to come along and ride. She's taken a couple of years off cycling and is gradually getting her feet back into it, so she's not expecting great things at the moment, but she's certainly getting better. I can see that when we're out on club rides. So well done, Lisa. And Jessica is now just probably a couple of 100 metres behind, and then we have to finish, don't we? So absolutely terrific. Great to see the ladies. Now, the results will be coming up shortly. They might be very slightly tweaked, particularly in the ladies' competition, because I need to input a little bit of data that I can pick up after the race to make the results work. But aside from the ladies' league, all the standings will be up on the www.westlondoncycling.com website pretty soon after the race. You don't have to wait for me to process them all, except, as I say, there are some adjustments I need to do for the ladies' competitions, which I'll do over the next hour. Now, that's been absolutely terrific, explosive at the end as we go through. Well, here's the top 40 finishers. Carlo Calganaghi is the undisputed winner, but actually Roman Hubler looked like he was going to take it, just got pipped at the end. It even confused me. Wouter Claes was in the next batch, and he beat John Stammer. I mean, these Wouter and John were in the top three for the last series. Thomas Williams at NZ Bro beginning to make their mark on this series. They were explosive at the front. Probably a little bit disappointed with only taking 5th and 16th. Aaron Bleakley in 16th for them there. But they are certainly making a mark on this. David Castro looks like being one of the stars of this series. He was on the front all evening today, and he was in the last race. Doug Hart, we know, is an explosive rider. And look at the names following. Nick Greenhalgh, James Melville, Greg Barnett. These guys need no introduction. Last week's winner, Miles Askew, Alistair McAlpine, Tom Gates. These are the stars of these races. Mark Rowbottom, Aaron Bleakley, relatively new, coming in for NZ Bro first season. Kader Aluni and Jan Linden for Pokemotion there. Pokemotion, John Samet 4th. So that's good points all for Pokemotion. The top 2 riders in each club team take the points. David Oliver, NZ Bro, making up the 3rd in the top 20. So 3 out of the top 20. You can see NZ Bro beginning to work their way into this series. They weren't necessarily used to RGT, so there's some learning curve about the draft, and I think they're picking it up really, really quickly. Lovely to see Peter Austin from Leatherhead picking up 20th place there. Well done, Peter. Just people Michael Tong, NZ Bro, just Michael Peter. NZ Bro would have had 4 in the top 20. Salvo Carusi taking 22nd ahead of Camel Walligora. Ned Bowen back in 24th. We saw him on the front doing that explosive attack, Hill and Hill, but it obviously got dropped out of some of the groups somewhere and didn't manage to get back on. And again, it's NZ Bro at 25th. They do have two teams in this. There's as Parched and as Beached and the Tumiki teams. Tumiki means too much or nice or sweet or something like that. I think it's a Maori word anyway. Christian Nakula for Pokemotion 26th. Andrei Gruszewski, who took a little bit of time off and he's working his way back up. Gasper Headedham will be slightly disappointed with 28th. Julian Fussell, I think, will be reasonably pleased with 29th. And as I say, look out for Friday Frenzy here on ZMS or enter it and race it. Johan Olofsson, the man who actually inspired the team competition for this, riding for South Africa and New Zealand in 30th, riding out of New Zealand, of course. Just picking out, we can't read everybody's name, I think this is next up to 60. Picking out some names for you though: Christoph Jensen, Jürgen Janssens, even Usterson riding for 3R there. They don't have a team, which is a shame, but there we are. The Westerly pair, 31st, 36th, Tim Cummins, Andy Beale, just behind Kevin Opele from NZ Pro, the guy who organises it all. Kester Dobson for Southborough, Stu Thorne for West London, Thomas Bonitowski, Moonriders, Mike Wareham, Moonriders. There's good riders. Peter Dixon, didn't mention him, at 43rd, just behind Gripe Webb. Peter Dixon riding for West London. Paul Pudell, another OTR rider at 44th. Justin Roy, David Buckley from Westerly. Gordon Jackson, OTR. Matt Feely, the Irishman who's been racing with us forever. And Judith Newton is the top finishing lady. Something has gone wrong because I don't see Ellen Lockett, who is riding for us tonight, in the finishing ride. So something's clearly gone wrong for Ellen there. So Judith Newton is our ladies winner tonight. We will get all the ladies results. It's 72. No name on there because somebody just thinks a full stop is fine. Just picking out some of the ladies now. Wendy Wonderwheel was at 65th, riding for Smile On. Cara Bono, another Smile On rider at 74th. Laura Whittingham just joined up and she's riding again for Smile On at 77th. And who else have we got in the ladies? Danielle Gaunt riding for West London will be our second rider. I'm not sure what's happened to Ellen because she definitely was on the start line. So we'll have a look at WhatsApp in a minute. Lisa West, Fiona Hamilton, Griselda Bulga and Lisa Snell with Jessica Wright taking the last places, but all making up the ladies league, which is growing superbly. I have to find out what happened to Ellen Lockett. She was head of the ladies series. This is what we're doing next week. Windsor Eton Bray. This is what we call the web race. I think this is the one where what happens, perhaps I shouldn't mention this, but there's another platform that has a KOM along this route, and every time we do a race we absolutely smash the record. It goes through Windsor Eton and Bray. It's dead flat. It'll be a fast race, 20 metres climbing. So look out for that next week. Not next week, 2 weeks' time. Here on ZMS Live and of course Wahoo RGT. That was another absolute cracker. Congratulations to the winner. Let's find out what happened to Ellen Lockett, who's probably lost her place at the top of the ladies league, and we'll write that up in the report, which will be on www.westlondoncycling.com later this evening. If you go onto the website very shortly, the results and standings will all be up there. I shall do them as fast as I can. See you next time. Remember, ZMS live streams of Wahoo RGT races, and the next one Fridays, Southborough District Wheelers Friday Frenzy. See ya.